In this lesson, we are going to continue on with equations, and we will now start solving addition and subtraction equations. And when we solve equations, we are trying to find the value of the variable that makes the equation a true sentence. These are called solutions to the equations. One of the properties we will be using to solve these equations is the subtraction property of equality. And the subtraction property says we can subtract the same number from both sides of an equal sign and it doesn't change the value of the expression. So whether it's numbers or whether it's an algebraic expression, we get the same, it's still balanced. We're not unbalancing anything. So let's take a look at how this works to solve an addition equation. If we have x plus 5 equals 3, we want to solve that, and then we want to check our answer to make sure that it works. So the first thing we want to do, we're trying to get our variable, we're trying to get the letter by itself. And to do that, we need to undo everything that's being done to that variable. So right now this says positive 5. 5 is added to x. We undo addition by doing the opposite operation, which is subtraction. So we need to subtract 5 from this side to get the x by itself. And the rule is whatever we do to one side of an equal sign, we have to do to the other. So we have to take 5 away from both sides. Now the 5 on the left-hand side cancels out. It adds to 0, so we can just put a line through that. But the 5 on the right-hand side does not. So now we're going to go ahead and add vertically. We still have x on the left-hand side, and a positive 3 and a negative 5 added together gives us negative 2. So our solution is negative 2. Now to check our solution, we write our original equation, but instead of the letter x, wherever you see the letter x, we want to put in the number negative 2 wherever we see that letter x right there. Okay, so we're going to actually substitute that in. So instead of x, I'm going to write negative 2 and rewrite the rest. And check to see, there's a question mark here to see if this is a true statement. Is negative 2 plus 5 equal to 3? Well, yes it is. Negative 2 plus 5 is 3 and 3 equals 3. That's a true statement. So that is the solution. Alright, addition and subtraction are inverse operations just like multiplication and division. We also have an addition property of equality that says we can add a number to both sides of an equation without changing the equality property of the equation. So here's an addition equation that we can solve. Our problem says two angles are supplementary if the sum of their measures is 180 degrees. The two angles shown are supplementary. Write and solve an equation to find the measure of angle x. Well, it says the two angles are supplementary. Their sum is 180 degrees. Well, sum, when we see the word sum in math, that means addition. So we're going to add those two angles. X plus y, and in this case y is 94. So x plus 94 is means equals 180 degrees. How do we get x by itself? We need to get rid of this plus 94, and the opposite of addition is subtraction. So we want to subtract 94 from both sides. And so on the left-hand side, those 94s add to 0. A plus 94 minus 94 adds to 0, and they go away. And we're just left with x equal to 86. Now we could go back and check this. If we put 86 in for x, is 86 plus 94 equal to 180? And if you check that, it does work. Here's a subtraction equation for you. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. Alright, I hope you gave that a try. The first thing we always do is write the equation. Now our goal here is to get y by itself. So 7 is being subtracted from y, and the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we want to add 7 to both sides. I would prefer that you work vertically like this rather than horizontally on that last slide. Add 7 to both sides vertically, so write it underneath on both sides. So the 7 on the right hand side will add to 0. Minus 7 and plus 7. I'd like to see you just go ahead and put a line through those to show me that you know they add to 0. So y is still here on the right hand side, and we have a negative 6 and a positive 7, which is a net result of positive 1. So we have y equals 1. Here are 7 problems for you to try on your own. Bring your answers to class and we'll talk about those next time.